Good afternoon. BBLOTT Podcast Studio is in the building. Your host, Montana.
Co-host Vern Tyus.
All right, so let's get some announcements done. This is BBLOTT Incorporated. Welcome to our podcast show. Here we do nonprofit, for-profit business structure, business development. So if you're looking to start a nonprofit, you're looking to start an LLC, and you want to be trained, come to our classes. We just started on Sunday. It is not too late to get in. You want to come here. It starts on Sunday from 1:30 to 4:30, and then we have a 6 to 9 p.m. on Monday. So again, if you come in, it's going to be Sunday 1 to 4:30, Mondays from 6 to 9. You can give me a call at 216-978-0386. Also, we had Ms. Dora's class on last Saturday. So Ms. Dora, if you're looking to do group home training with the state of Ohio and you want to get your licenses for the state, come here at 503 East 200th Street, Suite 103, and your instructor will be Doris Jacobs doing the group home training or the residential care training. Her next class is going to be starting in September. So let me get you those dates real quick. So her next one is September 7th from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. So September 7th, 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Give us a call if you want to register to get in her class. She does two classes a month, and the next one will be on the 21st. So you got September the 7th and September 21st from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 p.m. And then basically, do we have any other classes? I think that's it.
Yep, we got the insurance classes.
Insurance class. So if you want to do a 101 and get your license in insurance, give us a call, 216-978-0386. And your instructor will be Vernon Tyus on the insurance licenses. So you want to talk a little bit about the insurance?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the insurance. It just won't be insurance. It'll be for the full financial service package. So you'll be able to sign up for the life and health insurance, get your 20 hours so you can go ahead and get state license. But then after that, you can go ahead and sign up for the securities license, Series 65, 6, or 7. And with those two licenses, you can get a job at the bank, PNC. We got some leverage on that. Mm-hmm. We can show you how to be an independent agent or advisor, or go work for another big firm on how to be a financial service rep, a financial advisor, or even just an insurance agent.
All right. Also, if you're looking for private coaching, you want to do nonprofit, for-profit, business structure, marketing. You want to know about a little bit about all of them. We do private coaching here. Give me a call again, 216-978-0386. If you're looking to have instructors classes, that you have your own class, we have two big giant classrooms. One holds 20 people, other holds, I think, 16. Without tables, it can hold up to 60 people in one classroom. So if you're looking for classroom space or meeting space or room space, give me a call. Get the pricing, 216-978-0386. Last but not least, if you are looking to do podcasting and you don't have your own studio, guess what? You can come to BBLOTT Podcast Studio and have your own BBLOTT Podcast Studio here. Bring your guests here. Have a program here. It's wonderful. It's beautiful here. Come take a look. So again, 216-978-0386. Again, 216-978-0386. All right.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Why do people come to BBLOTT?
People come to BBLOTT to get information, to get trained. They want to invest in themselves. They want to get their businesses structured correctly. They want to get experience of, the nonprofit, for-profit business venture. This is their baby. So basically, they want to be involved in the things that they're going to be doing of getting their business up and going.
Okay, I've seen a lot of repeat, and a lot of stick-to-itness from some of our members. Why is that? Why do they remain?
Because basically what BBLOTT offers is an interpersonal relationship where we're sitting down with them on a one-on-one basis, and then we are teaching from where they're at to any level that they're on. So I think that's why they stick with it, because it's very informative. We give information that a lot of people do not give, and we answer questions that a lot of people can't pretty much answer.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw you up under the bus.
Oh man!
All right. So
Wait a minute, let me get ready.
me and Montana always knock heads at this
me
because
get ready.
Montana is one of those believers that everybody can do what she can do. Okay. And sometimes I have to tell Montana, some people are just not capable. You know, some people are still want to stick with that workforce.
Yeah.
Let them stay there till they retire then, you know, because you could take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
Right, right.
Somebody told me, well, if they stay there long enough, they'll drink. And I said, by that time, I done got thirsty. We done waited too long. So when you come to this system where we start talking about BLOTT, which stands for Building Business Leaders of Tomorrow Today, with an accent on business leaders, you have to be teachable and coachable. All right? You got to have, what I like to tell our members is you got to have an elastic mind to create what we call elastic income. Elastic mind means be able to stretch your thought process, to be able to receive information that was difficult to learn before, because if you already knew this, you wouldn't have came here, you wouldn't have sought this out in the first place.
Right, right.
And that elastic income is to be able to develop some type of passive income that's based on your efforts and somebody else's efforts that has no ceiling, has no lid on it, okay? When you working for somebody, you're placing a lid on it. Even when you're running a business and you can't expand your thinking, you just place the lid on your earning potential. So here what we do is we expand that and we release that lid, remove that lid, and just challenge and provoke your thought process on how to make more money, create more assets for your legacy.
Right, right. Definitely. So, we have a guest today.
Yeah, we do.
We have we have Dr. Rhonda Turpin is here in the studio today. She is the guru of nonprofit, the guru of grant writing, the guru of building your business, the guru of money investments, the guru of everything. So let's talk a little bit about, some of the things that you do. Rhonda, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rhonda Share Homes. I've taken Montana's class and Vernon's class, and it's amazing. It's informative, and if you haven't took it, I suggest that you get over here and take it. I am executive director at Share Homes. I serve young males 14 to 24, but I'm also a grant writer by trade. I'm a graduate of Cleveland State University, Cleveland born and raised, and I love what I do, and that's very important. And so I'm going to spin off of what Montana and Vernon said. Number one, it's not a sprint. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a lot of work to having a nonprofit. So like Vernon asked the question, so why would you have a nonprofit? If, what is a nonprofit? How do you make money? I have doctors ask me that. So how you make money is by grants, but it's a large accountability. You have to report, you have to fill out the grants, the budgets, site visits. I've had 2 site visits the last month. So it's accountability. So why would someone want to do that when they could just open up their own business and no accountability? Well, the reason is because you want to give back a service. Whether it is transportation or helping youth like myself, I have a passion for youth, primarily males, secondary females. I had sisters. And you want to give back. So when you have that passion, then, nonprofit might be the way to fund that passion. But I tell everybody, if you're looking for, say, $1 billion, $1 million by June, this is not it. Maybe you need to, I don't know what you need to do, but it's not a nonprofit. It's a process with the setup. And then even more than the process is checkpoints that you must do to get, I call it getting your house in order, which is registering with GuideStar, making connections. If you're working with school kids, contacting the schools in your systems in your area and making yourself known, contacting MyCom. It's a list of things that you do to get yourself ready along with letters of support before you could actually get a grant. And so it is true where they say, the guy that comes on, Matthew, whatever his name is, billions of dollars for grants. Well, that is true, but it's work. You have to put in the work. So that's what I always tell people when they come to me and say, well, I want some of that grant money. I want some of that grant money. It's a lot of work. And so, like Vernon just said, it's not for everybody. I have some people that they like their steady check every 2 weeks. They like the security of that. They like benefits. I have a friend now. She works for Towards Employment. She's not leaving her benefits, her 401k, any of that. And she writes all their program and curriculum and everything. But she said, girl, I am staying here with this check, with this 401k, with all of my benefits. Yeah, I don't want to work like you 7 days a week. So, so working for yourself, I enjoy working for myself, but it is work. It absolutely is work. So, I have people with profit businesses and nonprofit business ask me about grants. So it's a large difference. I usually compare it. I just looked the other day, this month, 17 profit grants and 6,997 nonprofit grants. So that's the difference, and that's online at Candid and GuideStar. They give you the number per day of grants that's available when you go to Candid. So that's the difference in profit and nonprofit. So I usually don't deal with profit grants because like Verizon, MasterCard, all the Amber grants, that sort of thing, they might give out 10,000, 20,000. But really what I tell people in reality, what they're looking for is businesses that could scale, like an app or something, and they can later get equity, and they don't tell you that. So they put it on the table. They got 3,000 people applying for the same $10,000, and your business has to be scalable. When you look at the businesses that they fund, it has to be scalable, where they feel like later out of the big picture they could pull some equity. Whereas with the nonprofit grants, and it is thousands of them, literally the number I gave you was Cuyahoga County. They want to know that you're doing what you say you're going to do. So usually what I do for that is some YouTube videos, or have them come on site and see exactly what I do. Maybe talk to the youth, and I've did that a few times. So they just want some accountability. People ask me, no, if you're really getting grants, it shouldn't be in your home. You need a business site, and Montana also has that for you. If you need a business address, she could accommodate you with that also, but you need a business address where you could, if they tell you they want to do a site visit, where you have a site visit.
Question.
Yes. Yes.
So, a lot of people come and ask, I want to start a nonprofit because I got my nonprofit now. And then I say, okay, well, I'm ready to get grants. What do you say to that? Can I get grants immediately as soon as I get my nonprofit started?
What I say to that is that basically, unless you know the person that's giving out the grants, no. You have to get your house in order. First of all, know that GuideStar, the grantors now, they used to maybe 10, 20 years ago go to IRS and search up your nonprofit and put your EIN in and search to see if you're a nonprofit. Now they don't do that anymore. They go to GuideStar. They are the gatekeepers. So what happens is a lot of grants right now, you're reading the grant and they'll tell you, are you registered on GuideStar? And if you say no, they say stop right here. Stop right here. So I say the first thing when you get your paper that says you're a nonprofit 501c3, register with GuideStar. Automatically register with the attorney generals, because some grants will not give you money unless you tell them and they check to see that you're registered with the attorney generals. So those are the steps. And of course, if you don't have a physical location, see Montana or somebody where you could partner with to establish a physical location. Because grantors, if they have 300 grants, you have to put yourself in their position. Would you give it to somebody that has a physical location or sitting at home watching TV and say they have a nonprofit?
So you have a question, Vern?
Yeah. I got someone asked me a question last week, and it was about a Facebook ad where if you had a for-profit and you can get a grant for 100,000, just call in. Now, here's the problem with that. I called that individual that posted that, and he knew nothing about it. So could you shed a little bit of light about the marketing on social media with some of the crookedness, should I say?
Yes. Yes, so that's a major problem because this field is not regulated. Grant writing is not regulated. So I've interviewed people to help me with grant writing, and I asked them what grants have they wrote, and it may be 20 years ago a grant for the church or somebody they knew that gave them $200. That's not a grant writer. So this is unregulated, and what I say, check out the person's education, check out the grants that they wrote, check out who they are. My social media handle is that grant lady because a lot of people can't remember my name. They'll say the older black lady, but that's why that grant lady. So that's my social media handle. But it's a lot of fraud, like Vernon said. It's a lot of people out here. I see it every day when I when I go on social media, and they said this grant, grant to buy a house, this, that, and the other, send us this, pay this, and it's all fraud. It's not true because to have a grant, you have to have a business, first of all, a profit or nonprofit business, and you have to put in the work, meaning that you have to register with these sites and give yourself some accountability. So you just have to honestly, in answering your question, Vernon, you have to do diligence and find out who you're dealing with, who put this, like he said, what ad, what are they talking about, where the money is, and then go yourself and go to that site. If they say 100,000 from, say, City of Cleveland, well, what's the name of the grant? And then go to the City of Cleveland site. It's going to be listed as public information, and look up the grant yourself. So it's a lot of fake, it's tons and tons of fake information.
Question, real quick. There's a lot of grants out here, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know the difference between, what grants, like mega corporate grants, corporate grants, state grants, city grants, things like that. I know that City Mission, they do private grants. Mm-hmm. I had witnessed it, and I seen them raise about $500,000 in 3 hours. Mm-hmm. It was amazing to me. It was just like, wow. So a lot of people, they say, okay, I'm gonna go get a state grant, a corporate, or don't have any idea what kind of grant. Yes. Usually start in community grants. Mm-hmm. So can you give us the difference between those?
Yes, that's an excellent question. So it is foundation grants. When I gave you that number, that was only from GuideStar, that was only foundation grants. So what foundation grants are in our country, if your foundation, if any of us make over $10 million in our corporation, by law, we are required to set up a foundation and give out grants. That's the American way, and that's why it's so many grants. Foundation. A foundation grant is usually not too detailed, but that's a person. That's Ford, that's Chevy, that's Lowe's, that's Walmart's. I could go on and on and on and on with foundation grants. So that's the large number of grants. Now, state grants are from the state. Like I went to a meeting this morning at the Adams Board. That's a state grant. I went to another meeting at the lottery. That's a state grant. Those type of things are state grants. So state grants have a different requirement. They usually want somebody to have some type of license or certification or degree or something. State grants, it's a higher bar. Whereas with foundation grants, you could raise 8 kids and show them, I know about kids and raising kids, and I've seen them sign a check. Oh yeah, she's raised 8 kids successfully. Yeah, let's give her this check. So that's the difference between foundation and state. They want you to have some type of credential for the state. And that's why the state and federal grants, they come from the feds and they drop down to our state. And that goes by presidents. So I don't want to get too political, but it's good to see who's the president and what they're putting their money into.
Okay. I just got one more question.
Oh,
And this one's important because I know
Yes.
I get a lot of these questions. All right, so they ask in the community when I'm asking for different businesses to patronize, or not patronize, but grant funding. Can you sponsor? Can you give? Can you give back? What if they say no? I'm not giving to this. I don't give to nonprofits. What do you say about that?
so this is businesses around
Yeah,
here?
businesses in the community.
Yeah, because that's a choice. By law, they're not required to give to nonprofits until they make over 10 million. Then it becomes the law, federal law. So
Gotcha.
until a business makes over 10 million,
Okay.
like for instance, Dollar General has a grant, Family Dollar has a grant. They have 10 million worldwide. But if you go over here to this bar right here and say,
Yeah.
I need you to give me $100, or even to this store that I go to, this store and all my kids go to
Yeah.
right here, they're not required. Sunoco
Gotcha.
has grants because they have that 10 million rule. But the smaller businesses is a choice. If you know a business that's making over 10 million and won't give you a grant, you can report them and the IRS will step into them. But the smaller businesses, they have the free will to give to who they want to give to their profit.
Great. See? Okay, you next.
I like to tell my business owners, especially my small business owners, that to be a productive business owner, you have to be a great steward, especially if you're going to scale. So when I say a great steward, I'm not saying just a great steward of money, but the great steward of even human equity. How do you scale up, and how do you provide access and jobs for everyone else? Would you say that exists the same in the nonprofit world dealing with grants?
Oh yes, absolutely. And so usually the grants play a little lower than the corporate America, because what happens is, and I've wrote many grants, and I might ask for a $45,000 salary that's well worth it, and they'll tell me no, hire well for the work, and give me two staff for that 45,000, and I'm looking at them. So the nonprofit budgets are a little different than corporate America, because they want to lowball you on the pay.
Okay.
Yeah, and they told me that verbally with grants that I've written, and I said, well, I want her salary to be 45,000, starting out at 46,000, and they'll come back and say no. Well, so what we're going to do? We're going to give you this, but we want two people.
Gotcha. So it almost play a part like it's a subsidy, or you have to invest that money the best way you can. And if that person wants that 45,000, we got to find up some private way how to
Yes.
supplement that.
Well, you know what? That was Cuyahoga County with the grant. So all I did was went to the foundation, the Gun Foundation, say, look, they gave me 46, and this is what I need. And so foundations will give you the rest and give you the money and give it to you quickly.
Very good. That's a lot of information.
Yeah.
That's a lot of you very helpful, Rhonda.
Both of you are too. That's why I stay down here all the time.
You might find me sneaking on upstairs into that grant class.
Yes, good.
Yeah, I've been stealing information from you, just going into class, not officially signing up, but just peeking my head in there. But I'm gonna have to sit in there for a few hours.
Yes, and speaking of the class, so my next grant class will be Saturday, October 12th. I'll do 101 again, which is all the basic information, like questions that Montana and Vernon just had about where the money is. Yeah. And then the second class on Sunday, that'll be more detailed about sponsorships. Sponsorships are usually money that's left on the table. All events have sponsorships, and they're usually left on the table. So we're going to do Sunday sponsorships and a more advanced, a deep dive into grants.
Okay, so that's the grant class that's coming up in October. Mm-hmm. So if you're interested in doing or coming to a grant writing class, getting some information, getting your business structured correctly, call me at 216-978-0386. Come meet Dr. Rhonda Turpin. Ask me questions about grant funding, grant writing, her experiences with different types of grants, things of that nature. So.
Okay. So you want? Yeah, we still got a lot of time.
All right.
We got plenty of time.
All right.
So before we get back on to our new business and old business, why don't you give everybody your handle again?
Yes.
For where they can find you?
Yes, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, all that is That Grant Lady. That is TikTok, That Grant Lady, just like that Grant Lady. And my number, my telephone number is 216-903-3802. And I could be reached either through Montana or I'm in the same building also. If you would like to reach me or have any questions for me, I always get the questions and everything else. So, but that is my social media handle, and I try to post regularly. Facebook, I have a Facebook page also, That Grant Lady.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So a quick recap on what's going down in the Get Down. All right, BBLOTT Podcast Studio. So basically, if you come to Miss Doris' class, she is not going to be back till September the 7th. So September 7th from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. If you're looking to do residential care facilities, she'll be back September the 17th at the same time. Give me a call, 216-978-0386. Also, our classes have started for the business structure, business development, 501c3 for-profit training class. It is not too late to get in. If you make it here by Sunday, this Sunday coming up at 1:30, you can sit in the class. We'll do a refresher and then get you up to speed on what you need to know next. You do need a laptop and pen and paper because you're going to be writing notes and you're going to be structuring your corporations in the class. And also the Insurance 101. If you're looking to do your insurance class, we're doing to insurance class, and get your license as an insurance agent, give me a call, 216-978-0386, and you'll be talking to Vernon Tyus about the insurance piece. Other than that, we got any other news?
And remember, and if you want your securities license, which would be the 65-6 or the 7, you still call that number. Or if you are on Facebook and you see this video, just drop something in the chat and say that you are interested in those, because those are on one-on-one basis. And you would be able to get your state license and your federal license with those classes there to become a financial advisor, financial service rep, or even work at a bank. We got some job placement that's coming after those classes as well.
All right.
And then anything else? Oh, one more thing.
Okay.
Charitable gifting class. I want that. So if you're hearing about this and you want to learn something about charitable gifting, and we talk about charitable gifting in a totally different way, and I think we should talk about it next week.
Yeah, okay.
Really go deep into it. But not just charitable gifting on how you get donated money, furniture, and stuff like that. We're going to get into the real sexy. We're going to get into the weeds of things in this class. It's going to look very attractive on how we talk about charitable gifting. Talking about real estate, majored assets, how to fund your legacy using charitable gifting on the private and the public sector.
Right. Okay. So until next week, our time has ran out. Join us every week. And then on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever the platforms is, we're probably going to be on there. So join us next week, get more information. If you want to come in person, come to the BBLOTT office. Sit in on the class. You can sit in on the class to check us out. If you want to do your own podcast, come to the podcast, take a look around, get your podcast started here. Until next week, I am your host, Montana.
And your co-host is Vernon Tyus.
See you next week.
Peace.